everyone, it's Samantha from Scrapmaster's Paradise, and today I'm really excited to present to you my first segment called Frugal Friday. I'm kind of over the whole we've got to have the latest and greatest kind of mentality that seems to be going around the scrapbooking industry, and so I thought I would start this series of videos. Every Friday I'm going to just make some cards. I want this video to be about a half an hour, so it's a good full-length kind of video, and I want to try to teach you some tips and some tricks on how you can get the most out of your SP monthly kit. And if you're not a subscriber, you can always subscribe. You can just go to my blog at www.thescrapmaster.com and hit Kit Club up at the top tab and sign up that way. There's 4 options. The cheapest one is about $13, and the most expensive option is only $23, and that includes the shipping. So there's really a kit for every budget, and I'm really trying to show you that these kits, you know, really have a lot of stuff in them. You can make a bunch of cards, a bunch of scrapbook pages. So that's my hope, that you'll see these videos and use what you're getting in the mail, and if you don't subscribe to the kit, you can always make do with what you already have and kind of follow along the video. I give measurements, I kind of walk you through every step that I'm taking, so you can pause the video and do the same thing every Friday. So let's just get started. I'm going to show you the cards I'm going to make today. I've actually got 4 cards to show you today. So we're going to walk through each of these cards. They're all birthday themed today. We've got a theme going on. My layer's coming up just a little bit. I didn't rub that one good enough. So here's the first one I'm going to show you. And the second one. They're all birthday themed using the monthly kit. You can get lots of mileage out of this kit. And there's the last one. I hope you enjoyed the first Frugal Friday and you craft along with me, so let's get started. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started on our first card. So I just got this aqua piece of cardstock, and it's cut 5 inches by 10 inches, and then I scored it at 5 inches. I'm just going to fold that, and that's going to be our card base here. And I'm going to stamp it, I think, I haven't decided. I'm going to stamp it just on one side because I want to use this wood grain stamp. I've got to grab a scrap paper. This is just some paper I've been stamping on and airbrushing on. I got this, and let's see. I think I want wood grain on this side. I'm going to have this border going down. I haven't decided which side. I think I like the pink, so I'm going to have this to the side and have the wood grain just showing up on one side. Oh, actually, I really don't need the scrap paper very much, just to protect my work surface. And I'm going to use Pool Party ink, which just matches the cardstock. And I'm just going to get this inked up. First, I like to rub across the stamp when they're this big, and then I do some dabbing. And I don't have a block for this big stamp, so I just lay my stamp down. I don't want it to be covering all of my card, so I'm going to just press it down on part of it. I'm holding it in place with one hand and then slowly rubbing across the other side to get my whole thing inked up here. Well, pull it back and see. Pretty beautiful. Okay, so I gotta clean this really quick. I'm just cleaning this stamp. So I've got this part done here. So I'm going to have this covering right here. I might have to trim it at the bottom. I cut this to 2 inches across by 5 inches down. And I'm going to add a scallop border to the edges. So I went ahead and cut 2 5-inch strips of white cardstock. It's actually from my scrap paper. You can see the back of it's all airbrushed. Just got a scallop punch here. I line up the first one and then just go across. And actually at 5 inches you can see the scallops ended up really nice. So hopefully we can get both of them lined up nicely. They both ended up nice and even at the end. I'm going to use the pink side, I'm pretty sure, but let me check one more time. So we've got the pink, the white, and the aqua. I actually like the pink side better, but I like pink a lot. So you might want to go with the other side if you're not a big fan of pink. So I'm just going to get these pieces lined up on the back side here. Just have to eyeball it. I just want a little bit of the scallops to show through. And I just rub it. Make sure I set that tape runner glue. Okay. Got pieces going everywhere. I'm just gonna get this stuck to my card. Oh, wait. I wanted to add some twine. Let me grab some twine. I'm gonna tie a bow on here. It's actually good because the tape will go ahead and hold my twine down. Okay, my bow's a little bit loose, but I'm okay with that because we're going to block it with something else. Cut this here. Okay, now we need to stick it to our card. Hopefully I didn't stick it down too much. Okay. Stick this down. Just want a little bit showing on this other side. I'm going to actually make it flush against the top so I can cut the bottom if it's too long. It might just be a little bit too long. Let's see. That looks pretty even. We'll just leave it like that. Okay. Got our bow here. I'm going to grab one of the sticker elements. I grabbed both the sticker sheets and I like this big one. I'm going to just add it right there. Let's see if we can get it to lay down flat. The twine's kind of blocking it a little bit. This is another one of the pattern papers from this set. I'm going to have a sentiment coming off of it. From the Swirly Doos stamp set, I've got a big happy birthday I want to add. And for this part, I'm going to use black ink. I've just got my Memento black ink. I use the same black ink anytime I need black ink. That way you just have to have one ink pad versus having a bunch of ink pads for black. It says happy birthday. I'm going to cut it into a banner shape. What I like to do is I like to just line up my paper on my grid, kind of eyeball the center of it. So this is almost an inch. Just visualize with the grid where each piece is. And it helps me cut it a little bit even, or else it would be really, really crooked. For this piece, I just want it to run across here. 3D dots for the back of it. I like a lot of 3D adhesive because I don't like parts of it to get wimpy. I'm going to go ahead and use a bunch of them. Okay. That's one of the hardest parts, is getting those little papers off. Well, let's see, how about, I don't know, the middle, down at the bottom. I think I actually like it to be sort of near the bottom of that shape. Get it on there. Okay, so we've got that much going. And I want to add a couple of rhinestones too. I'm going to add a couple of rhinestones around the doily shape. I just have some rhinestones from my stash here. We'll add them. They're just plain. We'll add them around. Give it some flair. Maybe 3. Groups of 3 look really nice. So maybe just that, and we could do 3 down here to make it balance out on our design. Okay, we've got that. Let's take a look. I think I want to add some fake stitching around here. I've actually got a couple of glitter pens to choose from. I grabbed this turquoise glitter pen. I'm just going to add some fake stitching around here, just to make it pop a little bit more. I could do this with a white gel pen. I actually don't have one right now. My last one ran out. I haven't gotten another one yet. Okay, so that just makes the little border stand out a little bit better. So I really actually like this one a lot. Got the bow there. Oh, there we've got our first Frugal Friday card. Oh, let's make another one. Okay, so we're starting our second card. I've just got a piece of craft cardstock. Cut it into a standard card base long ways here. I just cut the paper 4.25 down the whole sheet and folded it in half. So for this one, I am going to have no pattern paper, which is crazy. So we'll just see what we can whip up here. I kind of wanted to play around with the hot air balloons and maybe add this cloud. Let's see. I'm thinking this cloud here with this air balloon on the page. And I'm going to add some sentiments going right there. And this one, maybe up a little bit higher, covering the cloud. And then I'm going to use some washi tape I have in my stash here. Okay, so my washi tape stamping technique didn't work because my StazOn is all dried out. So I'm going to change my plan here. And I'm going to use the washi tape as I had planned on using it. But I'm going to use the alphabet stickers since they're so little and cute. I don't like that one yet. One more little strip here. Okay, got 3 strips of tape here. We're just going to write out happy birthday to you. Got H-A-P-P-Y, so we'll start with the P. I always start with the middle letter. I don't know if you can hear, there's a train going by. It's being really, really loud. It took me a minute to figure out what it was. Okay. So we got happy. going to do B-D-A-Y. So we'll B-D-A-Y is 4 letters. We'll just start with the D and the A in the middle here. That way we know kind of where it's going. We'll leave a little space. Happy B-Day, and we're just going to do a number 2. And a U. And there's no exclamation mark for these wood grain ones, so we will just use one of these eyes here and flip it over. Look, just like they could be exclamation marks. So there's one quick card. I want to round the corners of this. Okay, to jazz it up a little bit, I'm going to round these corners. Oops. And when I pulled up the washi tape, I've got a little teeny flap hanging. I'm just going to pull that off, and hopefully it won't be too noticeable later on. We'll get the other corners going. We've got all rounded corners. So that's a cute little birthday card. That's card number 2 for Frugal Friday. Let's see if we can fit in the 3rd one, and then we'll see on time. We might even make 4. I'm not sure yet. Okay, for my 3rd card, I grabbed a piece of dark brown cardstock. I just cut it into a standard card size, and I cut this other sheet with the pattern paper 5 1/4 inches by 4 inches across this way. And I just cut a little strip of the star pattern, and I cut it 4 inches across so it'll fit across here. And I'm going to stamp this with the swirly-do stamp, the big swirly shape. Let me get my stamp on my block here. And I'm going to use a dark brown ink to match my cardstock. This ink is running a little bit low, so I've got to really squish it onto my card. I don't have a re-inker handy. Just going to stamp it across. It doesn't have to be perfect, so I'm going to be cutting it out. Okay, got that, so the lines show up nice and clear. Then I'm going to use an even darker color. I'm going to go ahead and use black, so it'll show up really well for my sentiment. So I've got happy birthday, and I tried stays on this earlier, so now it's all stained up, because stays on stains very easily. And it says happy birthday, and I'm just going to line this up. You might see the top of my head. Okay. It says happy birthday, and I'm going to do one of the skinny sentiments on there too. Since this looks really rock starry and pink and chevron, I'm going to use the "You Totally Rock." I'll say happy birthday, you totally rock. I think that's cute. I'm going to have this part off center. Happy birthday, you totally rock. Okay, let's cover this ink up. And now I gotta cut this out. I'm just gonna cut along the outside of the biggest line. Just go across. And you wouldn't know by the video, but it's actually really late at night. So I don't know why the canary is singing, but he likes to sing anytime he hears anything. He was going crazy this afternoon when it was thundering. He just kept going off like a little siren. He's so loud sometimes. Let's line it up on our sheet up here. I'm just going to have it going across like so. And where'd my tape go? Oh, there it is. right here. Let's make sure it looks even. Okay, so that's going to be there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have a big bow at the bottom part, which is a little bit unusual, but sometimes I like it being at the bottom. Roll up my sleeves. Just give it a big bow. I need to pull it a little bit further. I'm going to have lots of excess if I don't get some of it pulled back onto the roll. Okay, that looks about good. I do want this bow to be big, but I don't want it to be huge. Don't want it to waste ribbon on the very end either. Pull it tight. There we go. Helps if you make that growling sound there. Okay. I'm going to cut the ends. These actually are not my best ribbon scissors, but they should work okay with the satin. I always cut mine at a diagonal. That way if it starts to fray, it's not going to fray all the way across. Got my big bow. I'll turn it over to this side, like that. Okay, to put it on this, I'm going to add the adhesive to this side and not to the other side. I know there's going to be about 1/8 of an inch showing on every side, so I don't have to worry about getting too close to the edges. Let's see. Line it up. Okay, now I've got adhesive on all the sides. And I'm going to do a technique with this bow where I add a button and tie another bow with twine. Alright, so I grabbed this cute little matte finish button and some twine here. I'm going to need quite a bit of it. So when I'm doing this, I got to spin the twine back together a little bit. Sometimes the little strands come apart. And I'm going to go through one hole and then through here. It's kind of like sewing. Then back through the button. All the while I have to twist the end, make sure it doesn't fray too much. See if I can get this. I don't know, I'm not a right-handed person. I'm trying to do it right-handed. See if I can get it. Nope, I just can't do it that way. I gotta switch hands. Not working, guys. Big scissors to the rescue. Okay, so now I gotta see where I am. Got looped through. It's not gonna help me. Okay, get my button back on the right side. Okay, button is looped. Finally. I'm gonna go ahead and cut off the other end with the actual good scissors. Okay. I've got my button on there. I gotta do a loop and a bow. This one's all twisted. It's a fine line between a nice bow and a very twisted up, creepy looking bow. That one's really trying to twist and it's aggravating me. I might make it smaller. takes a lot of playing with the bow to make it look just right, and I like that. So let's clip these before it goes crazy again. Okay, so you can see it's a lot of work sometimes to get those silly little buttons on there just so, but I finally did it, and you got to see. People have been asking me about that because I have had that on a couple of my cards. There you go. I think I'm going to add one more thing to this. I'm going to add some bling. Let's add some bling up here at the edge. I'm just going to add 3 blings. Just to give it a little bit of sparkle because it's so rocktastic and girly. I think it needed a little bit of bling. So this is our 3rd card for Frugal Friday number 1. So there you've got it. Hey everyone, we're short on time for this last card. So I went ahead and did a couple of the prep steps. I just added this aqua little saddle stitch bow to my page here. This is 4 inches by 5.25 inches across. I'm just going to adhere this to my card base layer. And if you'll notice, this is the same color card base as my last card here. I just used the whole piece of paper. I didn't waste any of the paper. I went ahead and made a second card with the other half. I've got that with my bow here. So what I'm going to do is I made these little flags. What I did was I just folded over some pattern paper like that, put some liquid glue in there, stuck the toothpick in the center, and just folded it flat and let them dry. And now I'm just going to cut them into little flags with a little banner shape at the end. And it's good to wait for your glue to dry so that you don't get glue on your scissors, and that is not even at all. So I'm going to come back, even that one up a little bit. So I've got my little flag embellishment. I'm just going to make 3 of these. See, I can cut straight on these little diagonal lines. Almost got it. Okay, so there's a second one. Then I've got this 3rd one here. I'm just kind of eyeballing these. Nope, it's not coming out yet. I don't want to cut too far. That's the thing. I don't want to cut so that you see any cuts. I've got my 3 flags I'm going to have stuck in here and arranged. Maybe with one up high, 2 a little bit lower. We're just overlapping. I haven't quite decided yet. And I'm going to use this strip here, stamp my sentiment. Since we're doing birthday themed, I'm going to use this one. It says, "Let's get this party started." Just got my black ink I've been using on all my cards here. Get it on this paper. And I'm going to cut this into a banner shape as well. Since this is a long sentiment, I'm going to cut it kind of close to the words, not leave a lot of extra space. Got it right there. So I'm going to go ahead and attach these. And to attach something weird shaped, you're going to need a strong adhesive. And I like liquid adhesive for something this tiny. Let's see if I can get some coming out. I don't want a lot. That one coming out. I have to hold it for a second and let it set a little bit. Okay, our next one here. This one's getting low, I can tell. I like to use up the whole bottle. Well, oftentimes I'll hit it on the desk and get the rest of the glue out. This one. So it's hitting the other flag there. I got some on my fingers. And then the last one. Come on, glue. There it goes. There's plenty left in there. It's just a little bit difficult to get it to come out. With this one, poking like this. Okay, so we've got our cute little flags. And so what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to add some Stampin' Dimensionals to the back. Then I'm going to kind of make this banner try to look wavy. We'll see if I can make it look wavy or not. I'm not sure if I'll get it to do what I want it to do. I have this going across. Okay, I am getting it to wave a little bit. Let's get it to wave in the middle. I guess I don't need that glue dot in the middle. Got a wave going. Make sure we got everything straight. It looks a little bit crooked because it's waving. And I'm just using my nail to kind of curve up the end so it stays nice and wavy across. Same with this end. Just gonna make it look wavy. Okay, so there is card number 4, and that's it for this Frugal Friday. I hope you'll stick around and check out my next Friday, Frugal Friday. Thanks for watching. Bye.